Okay. So this is a yearling stud colt. It's never been touched, never had a halter on his head. I'm going to show you how I kind of get the process started. Really good way, in all honesty, a really good way is to sit here and get them used to a rope, then just flip a rope over their head. And I'm going to try to show you a way that if you're afraid to rope, or you don't want to rope, or you don't believe in roping, this is another way that you can get them to where you can touch them and catch them. It takes a stick and a string in the beginning. All I want this horse to do is touch that, and I'll pet him. I want him to look at this. I don't know if you can see it or not. I'm going to pet him. There. I want him to look. Then I'll pet him and take it away. I want him to look again. I'm not going to try to chase him with this. I want him to look at it and be curious about it. I might pull that back here, and that'll pull his head towards me. It's quivering already. I'm going to reach out there and just touch him. I'm just going to touch him. There. Chubby comes in there. Andrea's out there. So, until he wants to touch this, there's no point in touching him with it. I want him to touch it. I want it to be his choice. There, good. Take it away. And the stick, I can block him with the stick so that he has to touch it to go where he wants to go. Or I can take the stick out of the way if he's going where I want him to. And you damn sure don't want to get kicked. So you got to be aware of what's going on. Don't reach out there and pet him on the butt if his feet's right next to you. There, take it away. So this horse not only doesn't know about touch, but he doesn't know about focus either. He doesn't know how to let me in mentally so that we can do something together. All he knows is what he knows. And Andrea brought two of the saddle horses in the barn, and that got him fired up. I just want him to touch it. As soon as he touches it, it's all good. I'll take it away. There. Pet him. Start looking for those spots that itch. And like I said, this ain't a speed event. If it takes you, oh hell, ever how long it takes you to touch him, then take that time. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to get him thinking it's okay to touch him all the time. Then I'm going to make that more difficult. But I'm not going to force. I'm not coming in here to halter break this horse. I'm not coming in here to halter this horse. I'm coming in to expose this horse to me and pet him. And I'm using a stick because the stick is going to help me with the halter. And I'll show you that later. And you got to be aware. If he's in here crashing around and stuff, you're putting on way too much pressure. The jaw, remember the jaw, the endorphin trigger? Find that, get to that spot as quick as you can. But don't force it. Now we're going to rub this other jaw. I'm going to get him so addicted to having those jaws headed that he's going to offer them. Now I'm going to come underneath here. If he gets fired up again, I'm just here. I went over and I got in front of him just to block him, not to do anything else. I'm like a shadow. See where my stick is? My stick's not driving him and it's not turning him. There. Remember that cookie spot that's right behind the withers? Right here? There. There. You showed some interest. Now I'm going to work my way back up to that jaw again. Remember that endorphin trigger right there. Pet, pet, pet. There. Remember that Bill Dorrance magic spot right in the middle of their neck. That nerve cluster right there. Back down to the withers. Now I got me a triangle. I can go from here to here to here and down here. And now I'm just going to get more and more nonchalant. Now I'm rubbing the neck in the jaw. And the flies right in front of the chest. The bugs this time of year. Now we're going to come up here and we're going to rub him some more. As long as he's not moving his feet, you're not putting on too much pressure. If he starts to crash around in here, you'll see me back up, get him to face me, and leave him alone. Before you can do anything with them, they have absolutely got to let you in mentally, which means they have to look at you. Yeah. And like I said, you could just flip a rope around his head. You could. If you feel comfortable doing that. I have a lot of friends that start halter breaking horses by flipping loops over their head. If you don't know what you're doing with a rope, well, to be honest, you've got no business with a rope in your hands until somebody that's roped a few teaches you how. Even whatever you want to do, if they're moving around in here and bouncing off the stall walls, you're putting way too much pressure on them. Way too much. You're not going to force them to let you in. Here's how you're going to get them to let you in. You're going to step away from them. I hope you can see that face. I'm going to present this over here, and I want this horse to look at me. When he looked at me, I took it away. So that's the answer to his dilemma, is if he looks at me, there's no pressure. And then we just build on that. It's real simple. It's not a speed event. This is the beginning. Now I'm going to touch him here. Remember, if he moves his feet and stuff, that's way too much pressure. Now he's interested. So we'll go back up here again, and we'll continue. Now that triangle goes clear to his butt now. So up here, up that neck, there's Mr. Dorrance's magic spot right there, a little bit. Come up here, get under the chin, rub that jaw on the other side, rub this jaw, there. Down there where the bugs bite, there. Over here, back to that shoulder, looking for those quivers. When they're quivering, they're right on the edge. Now back here. Now we got the whole side of this horse. I'm going to try to go down a little further. Just a little. It's not a speed event. Watch, watch, watch. Read your horse. Now I'm not going to hang here. I'm just going to go away. There. 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 Now you'll see my stick and my string. I've got them separated. Now I'm going for the pole. If I get there, I get there. If I don't, I don't. I'm going to rub him till he relaxes right here, where the atlas and the axis go together. That feels good. If it's too much for him and he starts to get overwhelmed, come back to where he was good. I thought you guys might want to see this film, because I believe this little stud colt's as green as they get, except for he's not a Mustang. This is a domestic horse. Actually, he's a really nice bred reiner. And they're going to take him to the reining pen or the rein cow horse pen if we get a good start on him. Now there I'm rubbing between that pole a little bit more than I was. And I'm going to just rub there. And I'm not trying to make him, I'm not trying to go past saturation. I don't want to go past saturation. I want to get right to the edge and then let him relax back. But I'm going to make it incrementally more difficult. I'm not going to stay, a lot of people make this mistake, especially with ones that are kind of juicy. They rub them here. Oh, he's good. That's good enough. And then they'll go, oh, they rubbed him here. That's good enough. You see how I broke contact right there? That's like catching him twice. And a lot of people have a tendency to not do quite enough. So I want to rub him up here until this is nonchalant. I don't want him to even care. How many times are we going to touch him up there before he dies? Millions. I want this to feel good to him. Yeah. Rub that jaw. Get those endorphins going in his brain. You can get them so addicted to that circle on their jaw that when you reach out, they present their jaw, they don't present their face. They go like that with their jaw because they want their jaw scratched. Well, let's see if it works. I'm going to shadow his shoulder. This is my stick. I'm going to shadow him. If I'm too close to him and he can't stand it and he can't bear it, I'm not going to just keep doing this and forcing him. What I'm going to do is I'm going to back up to what I could do. So I could have chased him around in the stall backwards, or I could just rub him on the damn jaw. They don't have any depth perception, so he doesn't know that my arm's not the stick. What he does know is the difference in how close I am. Now I'm going to see if I can pull this horse's head to me, just like that. If you can get them to look at you, you've got their mind. And horses can only think of one thing at a time. So if he's looking at you, he's probably not thinking about getting away. But he could move his head in a split second and think about something else and get away from it. Just because they looked at you for, see right there, he's looking away. So I come back here. How about if I just rub that back? I got a little pressure on that, don't I? That's the way Mom rubbed him. Now I want him to look at me, but I want him to look at me with this other eye. Let's see what we got. I'm going to step back just a step. There it is. Step back a step. Now can I, there. Can I rub that jaw? Well, I can rub that jaw. Well, this is step one. There. So if you can do this part, the halter's next. See ya. Thank you.